Bonjour, Michel.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour, Michel. Bonjour. Perfect Blonde, vous êtes qui?
Hello.
Hello, bonjour.
Sure.
Alors, je suis très désolée. I'm very sorry for the lack of email and link.
No problem.
So sorry, I thought I had sent that yesterday. Oops. Comment vous vous appelez?
Sorry.
What's your first name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra. Oh, oui. Okay. Yes, you just sent me those emails. So sorry about that. I thought I had. I'm going to remember from now on. I thought I had sent it. So sorry. Oh, Serena est là aussi. Oh, yay. Yay.
So we're gonna start soon. We're waiting for another.
Yes, we're waiting for a couple of others, but we will get started once Serena's in. Let's see, we have, okay, Ramalakshmi is not coming. So we have Alexandra. Okay. Sandra, Michel. Okay, qui d'autre? Serena Harley devrait être là aussi. So this is just the first class. So after this one, I'll have it more together. Serena, vous êtes là? Oh, no, okay. Okay, Serena, Marina, et ça c'est tout. Donc juste, on attend Marina, Harley, Serena. Okay, Serena est là. Bonjour, Serena. So Alexandre, so I saw Michel on Monday. Bonjour, Michel. You were here on Monday, correct?
Oui.
Oui, très bien. Bonjour, ça va?
Ça va.
Très bien. Donc Alexandre, this is your first class.
Yes.
Great. And vous habitez à Bruxelles?
What? Sorry.
Do you live in Brussels?
Yeah, near Brussels.
Oh, très bien. So I'm going to assume everybody lives in Brussels. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Alexandra, were you able to watch the video that I sent in the link?
I saw it.
Great. Excellent. Okay. Serena, vous êtes là? No. Or maybe she doesn't want to do video. Pas de problème. Okay. Donc, I'm just going to make sure no one else wants to. Oh, Serena, bonjour. Bonjour, Serena. Donc, Michelle, you know my name already. Serena Alexandre, je m'appelle Laura. Enchantée. Je suis américaine. Je travaille chez Atelier du Français. Alors, j'habite à New Jersey. L'État, the state of New Jersey. J'habite à New Jersey, juste à côté de New York City. Donc, juste en face, just across the street from New York City. Alors, Let's see here. Donc, vous avez déjà regardé l'alphabet français. Alors, je vais partager mon écran. OK, partager mon écran. Très bien. OK. Donc, je vais mettre ça là. OK. 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 Donc, nous allons commencer par une révision de l'alphabet français et nous allons prononcer quelques mots. Alors, donc nous allons apprendre à prononcer les lettres de l'alphabet français, as you already saw in the video. Apprendre is the verb to learn. Apprendre à prononcer, so learn to pronounce les lettres, the letters de l'alphabet français, of the French alphabet. Entendre is another verb, ER, another RE verb. To hear, entendre, un bon exemple, a good example de la prononciation, of the pronunciation, de chaque lettre, which means of each letter. So a sometimes means to in French, to pronounce. Un bon exemple is a good example. De la usually means of the en français. De means of usually, but de can also mean other words. De chaque means each. Lettre, letter bien sûr, of course. Épeler is the verb, it's an ER verb, which means to spell. Donc, épeler, to spell quelques mots en français. Quelques, ça veut dire, that means some. D'accord, donc épeler quelques mots en français. OK, donc première lettre, nous allons prononcer, je vais dire la lettre et ensuite le mot. So I'll say A, un avion. So why not? We'll just do the letter and the words here. So for example, here we have un avion. Sometimes there's un avion, alors un des. That means some céréales. So I have an article, different articles sometimes for different words, just to let you know. And the image is the noun that is mentioned. So, par exemple, est-ce que vous pouvez toutes, can you all repeat après moi, after me? A, un avion.
A, un avion.
Très bien. A, un avion.
A, un avion.
Merci. C, des céréales.
C, des céréales.
Très bien.
C, de céréales.
I
OK.
think we skip B.
Ah bon? Oh, merci. Oui, c'est vrai. Thank you. Merci. B, un balcon.
B, on balcon.
Oui, un balcon. Très bien. Serena, je ne vous entends pas. Je pense que c'est muet.
Sorry.
Ah,
Sorry.
aucun problème. Aucun problème. Donc, B, un balcon.
B, un balcon.
Merci. Prochaine lettre, C, des céréales.
C, des
C,
céréales.
céréales.
Très bien, merci. Yeah, all together, no problem. D, une dentiste.
D, un dentiste.
Très bien, une dentiste.
Dentiste.
Très bien. E, un enfant. E,
E, un enfant.
très bien. Un enfant, a child. F, une fraise.
F,
Une
fraise.
fraise.
Bien. G, la géologie.
G,
G,
la géologie.
géologie.
Très bien. Donc, la géologie, that's, the study of geology. So it's la géologie en français. Prochaine lettre. H, pour le verbe habiter. Donc, H, habiter.
H,
H,
habiter.
habiter.
Oui. Have you all already seen the verb habiter before?
Yes.
Okay, great. Donc, habiter, like I said a moment ago, j'habite à New Jersey. Yeah, so that's the first pronunciation, or sorry, the first conjugation of habiter. So I will ask you later to say where you live. J'habite à, but I think everyone lives vous habitez à Bruxelles, n'est-ce pas? Tout le monde a habité.
Oui,
Très bien.
oui,
Ok.
oui.
No, Liège. No,
Liège. Ah, c'est vrai, oui. Okay, yes, you said that. Just a little update. Alexandre and Serena. Michelle is also taking the Monday class
Mhm.
at Liège. So just a reminder, not sure if you know, you can definitely attend the other A1 classes. At this point, Atelier du Français asked me to say only up to 2 classes, but if you need to attend more than 1, more than 2, no problem. Because as I've learned, because of people's busy schedules, they may attend 1, may attend 0, and people say I'm coming, so I think there's 5, but there's really 3 or 7, so you can attend as many as you'd like. We're pretty much going to be doing the same thing in each class,
Mhm.
but it's different depending on the group, the specific questions that I'll ask. Okay, prochaine lettre, next letter, I, une idée.
I,
Une
une
idée.
idée.
Très bien. J'ai une juge. J'ai une juge.
J'ai un
J'ai
jeu.
un juge.
Un juge, yeah. Just to explain, I put un juge and une juge, just because just to show you that it's the same spelling, just like dentiste, pardon. Dentiste can be un dentiste or une dentiste, and it's the same spelling. There's an E at the end. Donc, un juge, une juge. OK. K, le karaoké.
Car
Le karaoké.
Très bien, merci. Elle, la lune, s'il vous plaît.
Elle, la lune.
La lune.
Très bien. Prochain mot, c'est manger. It's the verb to eat. It's a regular ER verb. So it's usually one of the first verbs taught. Donc, aime manger.
Aime manger.
Bien. N, nager, to swim. N, nager.
And
Nage.
O, un opéra. O, un opéra.
an
Un opéra.
Très bien. Donc ça, c'est l'opéra à Paris. This is the opera house in Paris. But this is just an opera house in general. But this is the specific one in Paris. Paix, une plante. Paix, une
Et
plante.
une plante.
Mhm. So the word plant is feminine. There really isn't any rule as to what is feminine, what is masculine. I sometimes just relate them as a feminine object, but you'll see as you learn more French nouns, really isn't an indication. For example, a man's, the type of shirt that's usually made for men is une chemise, and for a woman it's un chemisier, even though it's a women's size. So there really isn't any indication. It's just, we just have to memorize which article goes with which noun. So in this case, une plante, un opéra. So an opera house is just a masculine noun. Okay, une questionnaire.
Un questionnaire.
un questionnaire.
Oui, Q is the letter. Une questionnaire is the word. R, une randonnée. R, une randonnée.
Un
air
randonnée.
Un randonnée.
Eh bien, oui. So une randonnée is just a hike. And this is also a feminine noun. Why? Not sure, but works for me. Okay. Air, which is like the word air in English, but it just has that r sound, which happens at the back of the throat. Air, randonnée. S, un serpent.
Bon.
And
Serpent, oui, un serpent. Eh bien. Yeah, and just we're going to go over nasal sounds later, but serpent is a good example of, at the end we see ENT, but that sound we don't pronounce the N or the T at the end, even though it sounds like. This is something I didn't learn until maybe 2 years of learning French when I was in A2, was that I thought I was pronouncing the N because the nasal sound sometimes sounds like you're saying an N sound, but it's serpent. Like the tongue doesn't hit the roof of your mouth for the N sound. Serpent, not serpent, but serpent, like your tongue is separate from the roof of your mouth. Even though if we would say serpent in English or serpent, your tongue touches the top of your mouth to make the N sound. But anyway, so this is just an example of a nasal sound. In French, the nasal sounds are everywhere. For example, is another nasal sound. It's not but it's that where your tongue is stuck on the top of your mouth. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's at the bottom, but at the back of your throat, it's together, if that makes sense. Un serpent. Yeah. But there are two different vowels. So the is more of a flat and then serpent is more of a closed, a narrow serpent. Yeah. Un is flat, un serpent. As opposed to the une for the feminine article, indefinite article, there's no nasal sound. So that one's an easier sound. Une versus un. Okay. For example, here we have this is not a nasal sound. So we have thé. Répétez s'il vous plaît. Thé, une table.
Une table.
Une table.
Oui, thé, une table. So even though there's an AB, this is just, I don't want to confuse you. This is not a nasal sound. The nasals are usually AN. AN, UN, EN, which is IN. Bref, we'll see those later. Donc, une table, no nasal sounds here. Une université. Une université.
Une université.
Très bien, une université. Pas de son nasal, no nasal sounds here, because there's a UN, there's a I, I'm going to pronounce it in French. Il y a un E à la fin de une, donc pas de son nasal. Université, it's the beginning of the word, so normal. But then why is it for the un? Well, in this case, université is not a nasal sound. Okay, V des vitamines. V des vitamines.
V de vitamine.
Très bien. W en webcam.
W.
V, une webcam.
Très bien. X en verbe auxiliaire. X en verbe auxiliaire.
Un
X,
verbe auxiliaire.
Oui, un verbe, pardon. Un verbe auxiliaire. Merci. Très bien, oui. Mais la lettre elle-même, the letter itself, ça se prononce comme X. So if you're going to spell a word with X, par exemple, A-U-X, I-L-I-A-I-R-E. D'accord. Prochaine lettre, Y. Y. Oui, Y, très bien. Et le mot, c'est du yaourt. Du yaourt.
Yaourt.
That's kind of a complicated word sometimes. Yaourt.
Out.
OK. Dernière lettre, Z comme un zèbre. Z, un zèbre.
Z en zèbre.
Oui, très bien, merci. Est-ce que vous avez des questions par rapport à ces mots? Any questions based on these words or letters?
Non,
D'accord.
merci.
OK, très bien. Alors, je vais juste choisir quelques mots à épeler, to spell. Alors, Alexandre, est-ce que vous pouvez épeler avion, s'il vous plaît?
Avion. Un avion.
Oui, donc avion, A-V-I-O-N, avion. Alexandre, est-ce que vous pouvez, Alexandra, pardon, épeler balcon, s'il vous plaît? S'il vous plaît.
Balcon.
Oui. Oh, épeler spell.
To spell?
Yes.
B-A-F. B. Oh, it's difficult more.
Oui, pas de problème. Donc, B-A.
B-A-L. C-O-N.
Très bien, oui, c'est. Now, I use the accent. That's what makes me remember c'est. As we see here, it's on BNC. The accent, ça s'appelle accent aigu. that means the high E, which is the sound E, as opposed to there's an accent grave, which goes down. That would be like it's like a père, it's a longer one. So be is like a short high one, be, as opposed to the other way. If it were down, it would be père, for example, for the word father. So for this one, what I remember usually is C, A, B, C, D. It's the same E sound after the sound of the consonant. Très bien. Donc, B, C, donc céréales. Michel, est-ce que vous pouvez épeler le mot céréales, s'il vous plaît?
D, O, S,
Très bien.
C, O, R, O, A, L, S.
Très bien, oui, des céréales. Une dentiste, Serena, s'il vous plaît, une dentiste.
Oui. D, E, N, T, or T. I don't remember. T,
Okay.
S, no, C,
S,
S, T, E.
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 Oui, très bien. Quelle autre langue est-ce que vous parlez? Vous parlez le portugais?
Non, j'ai parlé l'italien.
Italien, ok.
Oui.
D'accord. Italien, ok. Et Alexandre, quelles autres langues est-ce que vous parlez?
Which languages I speak? Russian, Ukrainian, English, little bit Turkish, Arabic, little bit basic.
Cool. So mostly le russe, l'ukrainien et l'anglais. So is le russe c'est votre langue maternelle?
Yeah, main language is Russian and English.
Russian and Ukrainian, English. Perfect. Ok, très bien. Ok, merci. Ok, excellent. Donc, une dentiste. Donc, alors, D-E-N-T-I-S-T-E. Ok. Un enfant, Serena, vous pouvez appeler un enfant, s'il vous plaît?
E, N, F, A. Non?
Oui, A.
A, N, T.
Très bien. Alexandra, une fraise?
Une phrase F, R, 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 R,
Oui.
R,
R.
R, E, S, R, right?
E.
Oh.
Oui. So fraise, so F-R-A-I-S-E. Yeah, the is kind of you'll feel it in your diaphragm in your stomach. It's more of there's no air that goes through. It's like like a feeling of discontentment. But don't associate it with that. But yeah, I-S-E. Très bien. Okay, la géologie. Now you can you can spell la and géologie if you want. It's up to you. But yeah, Michel, la géologie, s'il vous plaît.
La, A, G, O, U,
Oui.
L, O, J, I, O.
D'accord. Donc, L, c'est juste comme en anglais, just like in English, L-A. The G and the J in French are the opposite as in English. For example, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. In French, it's G, H, I, J. So, J, J. So, géologie, c'est G, E, O, L, O, G, E, E. Would you like to try one more time?
Okay. L, A, G, I, O,
E.
O, U, L, O, G, I, O.
Oui, excellent, très bien. Habiter, Serena, s'il vous plaît.
Habiter, H, E, B, B,
Oui.
B, I,
Oh no, B. Oh no, B. Sorry, I was just saying oui.
ok. H, E,
A,
B, H, A, B,
Mhm.
I, C,
T,
E, T, E, R, R,
R.
R.
Oui,
Okay.
yeah. Air, like the word air, but with a in the back of the throat. Yeah. Donc H-A-B. Can you do that one more time?
Yes. H, A, B, I, T, E, R.
Très bien, oui. Une idée, Alexandre, une idée, s'il vous plaît.
Une idée, I, E, D, O, O,
Oui.
right?
Well, donc la première lettre, I. It's
I.
another one where the E and the I in English are switched. Yeah. So the I, la lettre I, c'est ça là-bas. In English, it's normally this letter.
Uh-huh. I,
Yeah. Donc I, D, E, E.
I, D, O, O. Mhm.
Oui, I, D, E, E. Oui, très bien. Alors, une juge, Michel, s'il vous plaît.
Un juge. U, N, U, N, I.
E, U, U, and E. The U, it's kind of like it's like a circle. It's like really folded, if that makes sense. U, kind of like your lips are folding under. Yeah, it's like kind of like ew. In English, I would say like ew, but U,
U,
U, oui, U.
J, U, G, G, O.
Exact, oui. Donc U, N, E, J, U, G, E. Yeah, can you try that one more time, s'il vous plaît?
U,
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 mhm,
U,
très bien.
N, U, N, O, O, G,
J,
G, U, G, O.
oui, très bien, oui. J, U, G, E. Also, the letter in English we have is pronounced as G, but in French there's no J sound. It's a very light J sound. So instead of so J, J. In English, we would say JG. So there isn't that D sound right before the J sound. So we would say JG. In French, we say JG. Yeah. Okay, cool. Le karaoke, Serena, s'il vous plaît, appelez karaoke.
Oui. Karaoke. So K, A, R, A, E, K, E.
Oui, juste la différence entre O, K, E.
K, E.
Oui, donc le O, c'est O, E, versus O, versus E. Oui, O, E. Très bien. La lune, Alexandre, s'il vous plaît.
Mhm. La lune, L, E, N, E.
Oui, L-U-N-E.
L, E, N, E. E.
Oui, U. It's kind of like your lips are in sort of like a circular kind of almost kissing position. U, but it is opened. So U, L-U-N-E. I'm sure you notice when people are speaking French, their lips are usually perky, like kind of, yeah. L-A-L-U-N-E. Okay, great. Manger, Michel, s'il vous plaît.
Manger. M, A, N, G, O, R.
E-R, très bien. Nager, Serena, s'il vous plaît.
Oui, nageur. N, non.
Oui.
N,
Mhm.
E, G, E, R.
Très bien. Donc, juste la différence entre A et E. A, E.
A, N, A, G, E, R.
Très bien, oui. Opéra. Alexandre, s'il vous plaît.
Opera, O, P, P,
P. Mhm.
R, R, A.
Oui. O-P-E-R-A. Not to confuse you, sorry, with the E sound, the E sound. With an accent, it is pronounced opéra, but the letter itself, so you know the differentiation, it is pronounced as E. So opéra, even though the sound is the letter itself is E.
Mhm.
Une plante, Michel, s'il vous plaît.
Une plante. U, N, O, P, L, A, N, T, U.
Très bien, une plante. Une questionnaire, Serena. Mhm.
Un questionnaire.
Un
Q.
mot long. Mhm.
Q, U, N, S, T, I, E, N, A, I, R, E.
Oui, très bien. Juste la différence entre le O et le A. O.
E.
Oui. O-A-I. Très bien. OK. Randonnée. Alexandre, s'il vous plaît.
Pour randonnée, R,
R.
R, 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 N, D, O, N, O, U, O.
E. E.
U, U.
E.
Mm.
E. Très bien. Un serpent, Michel, s'il vous plaît.
Un sapin. O, N, S, O, R, P, O, N, T.
Très bien. Une table, Serena, s'il vous plaît.
Une table. U, N, E, T, A, B, L, E.
Excellent. Université, Alexandre, s'il vous plaît.
Université, U, N, A, oui, U, O, R, S, A, T, O.
Oui, donc U-N-I-V-E-R-S-I-T-E.
Mhm.
Oui, excellent, très bien. OK, presque fini. Vitamine, Michel, s'il vous plaît.
V, vitamine. D,
V.
D, O, S, V, I,
Mhm.
T, A, M, I, N, O, S.
Très bien, oui, des vitamines, pardon. Sorry, I thought you said V, but it was actually D. Oui, oui, très bien. Great. OK, un webcam, Serena, s'il vous plaît.
Un webcam. Un webcam. U, N, W, W,
W.
B, C, A, M.
Excellent, très bien. Auxiliaire, Alexandre, s'il vous plaît.
Mhm. O, N, oui,
V.
R, B, R, R, U, X, I, L, I, R, I, R, R.
Très bien. So there's just a little confusion with the vowels. I know the vowels are pretty difficult in French. Donc, un verbe auxiliaire U, N, V, E, R, B, E, A, U, X, I, L, I, A, I, R, E. There's a lot of things going on. And it'll take your mouth some time getting used to making these sounds, especially the R. And now you have to associate the sounds with the letters. So it's definitely going to take some time getting used to. But yeah, let's see here. And of course, that's why I asked about your native languages, what you're used to speaking most usually, because you're already, with the Italian and with Russian and with Michelle, what was your other language? Was it
Yeah.
Filipino? Yeah. So you all three are used to hearing already the vowels in two other languages, at least English and your other native language. So here's another one that you have to add to the mix. So, okay, great. Alors, yaourt, I think it was auxiliaire, that was Alexandre. Oh, donc Michel, yaourt, s'il vous plaît.
Yaourt. Y,
Oui.
A, O, U, R, T.
Très bien, oui. Zèbre, Serena, s'il vous plaît.
Une zèbre, Z-E-B-R-E.
Très bien. Excellent. OK. Maintenant, nous allons appeler nos prénoms. OK, je vais arrêter ça. OK. Serena, est-ce que vous pouvez appeler votre prénom?
To spell my name?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
S-E-R-E-N-A.
Très bien. Et Alexandra, votre prénom, s'il vous plaît. I'm just going to write the question. Est-ce que, that way you can see, est-ce que vous pouvez, yeah, that one doesn't usually get taught till later on, but I'm going to teach it to you now. Pouvez is the verb pouvoir, means can, to be able to. Pouvez appeler votre prénom, and then I add, of course, s'il vous plaît, à la fin. Est-ce que vous pouvez, so est-ce que is usually something, it's just an intro at the beginning of a question to politely ask a question. Est-ce que vous is you in the formal, or if you're asking more than one person at one time. Vous pouvez is just the conjugated verb can or to be able to. Appeler, to spell. Votre, your, prénom, first name, s'il vous plaît, please. Yeah, so Alexandra, votre prénom.
A, L,
Mhm.
X, A, N, D, R, A.
Très bien. Juste A-L-E-X. Vous pouvez répéter A-L-E-X?
A-L-U-X.
Oui. A-N-D.
A-N-D,
R-A.
R-A.
Excellent, très bien. Et Michel, c'est à vous. Your turn, s'il vous plaît.
Okay. M, E, S,
C'est.
sorry, M, E, C, H, O, L, L, O.
Très bien. Okay, excellent. Okay, moving on. Okay, we have 15 minutes. Hello. Okay, have you all taken French classes before?
No.
Serena?
Oh,
Yeah, I actually took a semester in the uni like a couple of years ago. So maybe I would like to ask you if I can go to the level up, because my problem, I can read
Mhm.
everything, but I cannot speak very well because I cannot make my mind. So maybe, yeah.
Oui, bien sûr. Okay.
Okay, merci.
Alors, le prochain cours A2, c'est A2. C'est vendredi à 19h. Est-ce que ça marche pour vous
Oui.
vendredi 19h à 20h? Alors, vendredi 19h,
Oui, oui.
20h. OK, ça marche.
Oui, c'est vrai.
Et aussi,
Merci.
et donc, j'en ai trois. J'ai trois cours. J'ai
Oui.
trois cours de A1,
Mhm.
pardon, de A2.
Oui.
Donc, si vous voulez assister aux trois cours. OK.
Oui, merci.
Oui, je vous en prie. Alors, so since your level is a little bit higher, can you present yourself à tout le monde?
Oui, je m'appelle Serena. Je suis. The numbers are really hard as well.
Mhm.
26, so on the top, six, on the quatre, six,
5?
cinq, no, 26,
Ah, j'ai 26 ans.
26 ans. J'habitais en Bruxelles. Ben, je suis italienne.
Oui.
Oui.
Très bien. Donc, je m'appelle, just to show everyone these three verbs. Je m'appelle. So it's a verb that is called s'appeler. But we don't really need to know what the S and the apostrophe stands for yet. It's just a reflexive verb. So je m'appelle, I call myself, or my name is, if we just translate it into English, but it literally means I call myself. Appeler means to call. Like if you tell someone, appelle-moi, call me, appelle-moi. But s'appeler means when we're talking about people's names. So for example, well, I'll just give one example. Elle s'appelle Serena, for example. Her name is, but it's literally she calls herself. But we would just say it means her name is. So elle s'appelle, her name is Serena. Okay, so we have first verb, je m'appelle Serena. J'ai 26 ans. So this second verb we have is ai, which is the verb avoir. Michelle, Alexandre, have you seen the verb avoir before?
Maybe I saw, but I don't know the meaning.
Okay, yeah, it means to have. So in French, yeah, it's interesting. My name is, in English, is I call myself. And then I'm 26 years old is I have 26 years old in French. I'm sure maybe in Italian or in Russian, is it similar, or in Filipino? Is it interesting when you translate these very simple statements into your other languages that you speak?
In Italian is similar.
It's
Okay.
Je m'appelle is similar.
Filipino is almost similar to the pattern of grammar in English. So it's pretty straightforward.
Got it. Okay. How do you say I'm 26 years old in Italian, for example?
I have 26 years old.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So a lot.
Or also I am is both of the two.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. You can do that with French, for example. You can say je suis Serena, par exemple, or je suis Laura. But normally it's je m'appelle Laura. But you can say are you? You can say êtes-vous? Like are you Serena? Yes, it's me. But if you're just telling someone your name, it's normally je m'appelle name. Yeah. Okay, great. And let's see here. Donc, j'ai 26 ans. So to say someone's age, we would use avoir verb to have. J'habite. Okay, so we saw habiter for the letter H. Habiter is a regular verb, just like s'appeler.
Where are you showing your white screen? We don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's in the chat box.
Okay, in the chat box. Okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry, do you see that?
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, great. So habiter, so she said j'habite à Bruxelles. Now, Serena, someone told me in the previous class, it's pronounced Bruxelles, but I said Bruxelles. Is it Bruxelles or Bruxelles? Does anyone know here? How do the Belgians?
There are so many pronunciation.
Bruxelles.
Okay,
Yeah, usually they say Bruxelles.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Someone told me, okay, then I'll use both. Sounds good. Okay, great. Bruxelles. Okay. Donc, j'habite means I live in Bruxelles. So for in, it's usually in a city, it's à. Yeah, j'habite à Bruxelles. I live in. Now, in is not for all places. It's only for cities. Ah, pardon. Like, par exemple, à Paris. J'habite à New Jersey. Ça, c'est pour moi. J'habite à New Jersey. Mais le pays, but the country is on. Well, it depends. J'habite en France. It depends. It depends on the gender and the singular or plurality of each noun. For example, but each country has its own gender. For example, Bruxelles is we have the E-L-L-E-S. So I know, because I know the suffix L-E-L-L-E is feminine. So I know it's feminine, but there's an S, so it's feminine plural. So it would be j'habite for the country, would be j'habite au Bruxelles. Au Bruxelles. Me too. Moi aussi, aux États-Unis, it's also, but it's masculine plural. So I would say j'habite I'm just doing the accent, aux États-Unis. But for someone else who lives, for example, in France, France is a feminine singular noun, feminine singular, so it'd be en France. Yeah, so it really depends. Italy, par exemple, is also feminine singular, so you'd say ma mère, I'm just going to assume your mom is there. Ma mère habite en Italie. Okay. Ma mère habite en Italie. Oui. La Russie, par exemple, la Russie for Russia. Ma mère habite, I'll also assume your mom's there too. Ma mère habite en Russie. Okay. Oh, Philippines. Okay, that one. No, let me double check on that one. I know it's plural. Let's see. I'm going to say it's feminine plural. Les Philippines. Okay, yes. So it's feminine plural. Okay. Donc ma mère habite au Philippines. Aux Philippines. D'accord. Anyway, so that's just a short lesson in prepositions. So au, à. So we just did a little bit. I don't expect you to remember all of this, but à for cities, au is for countries that are plural, whether masculine or feminine. On is for singular, feminine. Anyway, point is can you Michelle and Alexandre, can you tell me the same thing that Serena told us? So, for example, you don't have to tell me your full age. I'm not going to say mine. I'll just say my age. As you get in your 30s, you get a little bit shy. I'm petit mille about that. And up. Let's see. I forgot my age after 26. Maybe it's. You know what I mean? After
Yeah, I think I was stuck with 26 as well.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Seriously, yeah. I literally forgot. I think it's just your mind is like, I don't want to remember.
It's okay. The 30s or the new 20s, because I'm 40s already. So
nice. 40s are the new 30s.
30s is the new 20s.
Nice. Excellent. So you can give me your age if you'd like. Donc, I'm just gonna write prénom, so first name, âge, ville. Donc, Michel, est-ce que vous pouvez me dire votre prénom, votre âge et votre ville, s'il vous plaît?
Je m'appelle Michelle. Avoir
Ooh, yes, tell me.
Is it
42?
42?
Yes. Donc, j'ai 42 ans.
Yes. You habite Liège.
J'habite à Liège.
Liège.
Oui. Now Liège, because I know that's a city.
Mhm.
Donc, so that takes a. J'habite. If you say j'habitais, what I hear is this verb, this form of the verb, j'habitais, which is called the imparfait.
Mm.
L'imparfait, which, oh, pardon. L'imparfait, which is a different tense, which is I lived or I was living. So for
Ah,
example,
hence.
yeah, I was living. J'habitais. Like for example, me, before New Jersey, I was living in New York, which is just the next state next door. So maintenant, so now, j'habite à New Jersey, mais avant, before, j'habitais, or I'll just say, j'habitais à New York pendant 2 ans avant New Jersey. So for example, now I don't want to tell you it's the passé composé because there's a difference between the imparfait and the passé composé. Passé composé is I lived in New York, for example. J'ai habité à New York avant, before New Jersey. But we would use imparfait, for example, I was living there 2 years before I moved here. But I won't say that in French because that's a whole other, it's a kind of that's a lot of words. You know, j'habitais à New York avant de déménager à New Jersey. So before moving to, or I was walking down the street when I saw my friend. Je marchais dans la rue quand j'ai vu mon ami. So anyway, it's just to give the difference between the sound of j'habitais and j'habite. So if you tell somebody j'habite, it means right now, j'habite à Liège.
Okay.
As opposed to if you tell someone in Brussels where you, or in Liège where you are, you know, j'habitais à Liège, they would say, you did? You know, they're expecting you to continue the sentence, which is I was living in Liège before I moved to, etc. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, great. Donc j'habite, donc vous habitez à Liège, excellent. Okay, Alexandre, maintenant votre prénom, votre âge. Now, as you see, the structure is j'ai numéro un. Do you need to know what the number is in French?
29, yeah, I don't know
Okay.
number.
Okay. Does anyone know how to say 29?
Wow.
Serena?
9 is
Mm.
Quent. Quent? Ah, no, that's 8.
That would be read.
Yes, it's 9 and 20 is no, 29.
Oui, 29.
29. Oui.
Très bien, 29. Ok.
Je m'appelle Alex. J'habitais à Bruxelles. Je how to say age again?
Ah.
Je,
29 ans.
uh,
Here, I'll just Oops,
uh,
pardon.
again, please.
Yeah, oui. J'ai 20... Oh, pardon. J'ai numéro 1. J'ai 29 ans.
J'ai 29 ans.
Oui. Yeah, just a little explanation with the on. So in English, for example, we can say I'm 20, I'm 29, I'm 42, I'm 26, I'm 34. Or no, wait. See, I don't even know my age. I'll just say 34. I'm actually not. But anyway, so we can just stop at the number. But in French, we have to put on at the end. So yeah,
Spell
on. Yeah, so it means years. Yeah, which would be the equivalent of like, I am 26 years old. So in English, we can say I'm 26, or we can say I'm 26 years old. There are 2 options. But in French, you can't say j'ai 26. It would be, you have 26 what? 26, I don't know, objects, 26 cups of coffee, 26 sunglasses. It would be j'ai 26 ans. Yeah, we just have, that's just the structure. We have to put on at the end. Now, I just want to let you know, just so it's not, how do you pronounce that? That is another example of a nasal sound. Oh, I didn't get to those today, but that's okay. On, so we don't pronounce the S because it's a consonant, and as in French, most consonants are not pronounced unless there's like an E at the end, un E à la fin. For example, are there any examples here? Bon, no, okay, pas de problème. So as we see, there's an S at the end, so we don't pronounce the S, and there's an N, but as for AN, usually if we see an AN, it's usually an O sound. It's usually a nasal sound. Yeah, so the pronunciation is O. Now, not always, but usually if you see an AN, it's usually an O sound. So yeah, so to pronounce O would be O, which is like kind of like a ah, ow,
No.
oh. Yeah, it'll take some time getting used to, because it is a weird feeling in your throat, in your mouth, in your stomach, because it's kind of like pushing something out. Oh, j'ai 26 ans. Yeah. Okay, cool. Donc, alors, okay. Donc, Alexandre, est-ce que vous pouvez écrire les 3 phrases, the 3 sentences that you said? Can you write those down in the chat, s'il vous plaît?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think right, it will be diff, and I don't know how to write in chat here, honestly.
Okay.
Chat.
Do you
I
see?
I found
How do we say, how do you write, je m'appelle Alex? Should we call you Alex or Alexandra?
Alex is okay.
Okay.
Je m'appelle. Oh, I will not write.
Okay, no problem. That's okay. Okay. And then, so it's time now. C'est la fin du cours. Alors, so next week, so Serena, you're going to go to A2. Alex, Michel, vous allez rester ici. Okay, so next week we'll move more on to the nasal sounds, the some basic verbs, conjugations, just to get familiar with the basics of the French language, of course. And Serena, A2, you're going to come on Friday?
Oui.
Okay, cool. A2, yeah, we're most likely going to read some texts. Also, the same thing as today, get to know each other, see who is who. Even though it's true, sometimes you won't see the same people. But,
Yeah,
you know, just to get a good idea. And also, you will be, you know, exchanging with not just me, but other students in the class. But most likely, we'll just do the general questions like we did today. But since you were here today, I'm sure, you know, I'll probably ask you more questions than the others. Okay, great. Well, it was great to meet you all. And Alex, are you going to come to any other A1 classes?
When you have next one, tomorrow also or no?
Tomorrow's Thursday. No, I only have a B1 class on Thursdays. On Friday, I have an A1 class at 17h at 5 p.m. So yeah, 5 to 6.
Saturday, you said, yeah?
Saturday. Oh yes, I do have a Saturday class. Yes, I have one Saturday class, an A1. Should I put you in for that one?
What time?
20h. So it's a Saturday night thing. I don't know if anyone wants to dedicate their Saturday evening.
Let me text you later so
Yeah.
I can, because I don't know also with work and everything schedule.
Okay,
But-
sure, no problem. I think I actually might cancel the Saturday class because it doesn't look like anyone's interested in that one. So okay, so we'll exchange by email. And Michelle, I'll see you on Monday.
Yes.
Okay, à lundi, à vendredi, Serena, and à bientôt, Alex. Peut-être à lundi, maybe on Monday. And bonne journée. Have a nice day.
Bonne journée, merci beaucoup.
Je vous en prie, au revoir.
Au revoir.
Pardon.